I am from La Villita, the Mexican capital of the Midwest. From singing corridos all night to practicing our community's values and traditions like fighting for our gente. I am from El Maguey, that grows wild in the mountains of Michoacán. From my parents, Carlos and Celia, and my Purepecha abuelos, who know how to live in harmony with the land, air, water, and fire. From over 20 generations of ancestors who resisted colonialism and passed that medicine through my bloodline. From being able to pass that through my DNA to my children, Tizoc, Amaya, and Diego Amaro. I am from El Otro Lado, who crossed the border in the backseat of a station wagon by a white family that smuggled me like contraband, to being able to fight for the rights of my people so that no human being is illegal. I am from CPS, where my identity and language was whitewashed with false dreams of assimilation. From standardized test scores that forced me to put my knowledge in bubble sheets, from tracking and magnet programs that taught me more about segregation than any civil rights lesson, to being the principal of our multicultural arts high school that was fought by a 19-day hunger strike and where our community's values, aspirations, and dreams were the curriculum. I am from my abuela, Lupe, who raised chickens in our patio and cured us with plants and prayer, who set me on my healing journey when she died and I had to confront the pain where I could not pay my respects because I could not cross the border. To learning that healing knows no border, that altars in song transform time and space, and knowing that our stories connect us and plant seeds of possibility. As a kid growing up in the hood, it was always great to be able to go downtown and watch a double feature at the Woods Theater, go to Ronnie's Steakhouse, and often listen to the blues performance out in the streets. And when we would go back, I would like to wait at the L platform and see all the people in our city. It was one of the few places where we could all be together at once and just be. I got pretty good at guessing who was gonna get on the red line and on the blue line, and I always knew who was gonna get on the brown line. And when I would come home, I would see the huge disparity from looking at other neighborhoods where they had beautiful parks, clean streets, and places for families to go everywhere. And I started thinking, why is it that my community is so neglected? Why is it that my school is overcrowded and has very few resources? Why is it that food pantry lines are long and people have to work 2 jobs just to get by? Why is it that there are so many memorials for children on the street? Why is it that Mexicans could only work certain jobs and live in certain blocks? Why is it that I knew how to get a gun before I knew how to get a job? I love our city, but I had to acknowledge that Chicago is sick with racism. It is everywhere and affects everything that we do. It's even in the stars of our flag. Racism determines where people will live and the conditions that they are subjected to. If you are from Little Village or Inglewood, racism will determine how long you will live, how much money you will make, how much money your school will have. It also determines whether you will be able to have safe streets, clean water, clean air. It is everywhere, and it is the cause of our suffering. And I am tired of the trauma that we face today. I am tired that we are placing our young people for generations in our trauma. This is the reason why they are out on the streets protesting, because they do not see a future for themselves in our city. I'm tired of hearing the sirens going through my streets knowing that another child got shot. I'm tired of seeing the tears of a mother because she got thrown out of her apartment. I'm tired because my neighbor's music is on all night because he's in the alley, sad because he lost a job. And I'm tired of going to meetings by the city and foundations who refuse to talk about how our city is designed to wage violence against Black and brown community. You know, the old timers call this the Chicago way. They really see our city as a city of turf. But now the gangsters are legitimized by family names, by fancy titles, and by fancy dresses. They hoard power and wealth because of their privilege. And we let them get away with it because they sponsor charity fundraisers and call themselves civic leaders. We need dramatic change now. The stakes are high, and it is up to you to do something. Because if we don't do anything, the system is designed to benefit white Chicagoans. And we know that you cannot do this alone, so we need to do this together. I believe that we could end our suffering. I have experienced it these past few years. We need to be able to come together and be able to be there for our neighbors. I have distributed over $200 million of resources to neighborhood groups who have been there for their neighbors and providing them basic needs. I have seen communities come together in mutual aid groups. There is a movement to be able to move from charity to healing and solidarity. I have gathered thousands of Chicagoans from every corner of our city into racial healing circles where they are able to be with each other and be able to hear their stories, form connections, and make commitments to be there for each other. I have seen business leaders in these healing circles have aha moments and do away with the preconceived notions of what they thought the problem was to really understanding how their policies create some of the harm. And now they are investing in communities through a new business model. What they need is to be able to have other business leaders join them and reverse the tide of disinvestment. What are you willing to commit to? Are you willing to go in deep and understand the source of your suffering? Are you willing to reach out to people that you've othered and approach them with humility and compassion so we could all understand that your wellness is depending on our collective well-being, that we cannot be well at the expense of the wellness of others. And we need to do this now. We need to create thousands of these connections where we could change hearts and minds, where we could dismantle policies that harm us, and where we could come together and design a future for all of us. I believe that Chicago is healing. I believe that Chicago can transform because Chicago is home.